Judging by my watch statistics, if you're watching this, you're likely a man between the ages of 20 and 45. You've been given horrible advice about women, relationships, and how to function as a man in modern society. By the way, if you can't make sandwiches like a man, you should really be washing your hands with tactical soap. The pheromones enhance the flavor like you wouldn't believe. Having said that, I'll frequently see a girl peek in her head. Take a look at this. Wink wink, forbidden knowledge. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen this, I had that Japanese omelet. Right now, we're going to do the womanly thing and we're going to make a sandwich with it. Feel free to check out the other video on the ingredients for the omelet. The only thing we're going to add to it is a little bit of Dijon mustard and some Japanese mayonnaise. Strongly suggest you pick the Japanese type as opposed to what you would find at the grocery store. You're going to notice a huge difference. Same thing here with the toast. Pick whichever type you like. In this case, I just got a plain old-fashioned sourdough. And if you're the kind of person who doesn't like toast that's too crunchy, maybe it cuts the top of your mouth or whatever, you just toast the one side of it, and you can actually put that on the inside, leave the softer part on the outside. It's a better texture. I didn't do it this time, but whatever. Start it off, pan fry the bottom half of the toast. So by the time someone gets to a random dude on the internet for advice on his failing marriage, long-term relationship, or failed to search for relationships altogether, we've established multiple failures from the top down. Leadership failures, societal failures, interpersonal failures, self-sabotaging failures. Imagine telling somebody a few years ago that you would need to find a complete stranger who doesn't know your name or what you even look like to get a truthful opinion from them. They would laugh. I would laugh. I still laugh. But whatever. We're here now. The one thing that's great for men is that no one cares about us enough to lie about us unless they want something from us. Women who find you unattractive will happily let you know. Men who find you useless are more than happy to let you know. When you trash, you know you're trash. But I'm not talking about men here. Not this time. This one's for the few ladies that actually check out the channel and watch my stuff, because you don't have it so good, and I don't envy you. Imagine being a pretty little young girl. Maybe you are, maybe you were, and have since blossomed from a pretty young girl into a pretty older woman. Who is really being honest with you? Men who want to sleep with you will tell you what they want you to hear so they can. They'll lie to you because they want you. Men who actually love you will tell you what you want to hear so they don't upset you. They'll lie to you because they care about you. Other women will tell you what they want to hear because they think it's more important to keep conflict down than to be honest. They'll lie to you because they're conflict averse. And the few women that are jealous about you will tell you what you want to hear because they don't want you to be better than them. Some chicks are just jealous. So everybody lies to you whether you like it or not. An entire billion-dollar industry exists to lie to get your money. We all know the signs, too. Want a little bit of truth? Low-fat diets are garbage. Cutting all your hair off makes you less attractive. Fat is not hot, other than for a very specific demographic. Guys don't care about your career. Guys aren't attracted to your intelligence. And your ultimatums only work on the kind of men that you really wouldn't want anyway. I wish I could tell you I'd have the answer. Unpacking all the lies that men are given is hard enough, let alone the lies that you guys are told. Besides, men tend to be hardwired to take an interest in learning from experts. Women tend to like deferring to an authority. Whether the man is right or wrong is irrelevant if you don't think of him as a guy you can look up to. And I never want to be an authority like those doctors / non-doctors on television out there. So all I can offer is this. Be a voyeur. If you follow a lot of guys in my space, you're going to see guys at various stages of unplugging, of being more valuable to those around him than he was yesterday. You'll see something interesting that may help you. As the men get better, They become more honest with themselves, and they become more honest with the people around them. In fact, this makes me laugh. As much as red-pilled men are painted as the evil misogynists by the media, they have something rare. Something you don't see very often. They're honest. I mean, you watch a guy who's been around for a while, not the new guys. The guy who's conquered his own lies, who's made himself a high-value man, and the women around him become more attractive too. Listen to what he's saying, or what he's saying to us about them. Sometimes it's rather mean. If you've been fed sugar your whole life, being told to eat your vegetables must sound horrible. But something you'll notice though, you get to see their men at their most honest. Somewhere inside all of that locker room talk, you're going to find the solution to your own lies, and where your inner beauty and value lay. I've only seen it happen twice in the last 5 years, so I know it's difficult. We'll call these girls Claire and Darla. Claire was a little bookworm who read it all, put up with a lot of toxic men for years. She always had a smile on her face, she was patient, and she eventually dressed the lies in her own life. A man who treated her as disposable, loved other women just as much. She went from that to a man that she still beams about. I hear they got married recently. Darla? She was the rare cause of a girl that got red-pilled by having her husband treat her like women treat men. Divorced from a guy who became his own dependopotamus. She eventually learned how to get out of her own way, stop being such a competitive, argumentative, masculine woman, and instead started acting in a way that provided value to men. And what happened next was wonderful. She found her own Chad. She could have been the ball-busting corporate type during the day, but she had her wonderful man to melt into her in the evenings. We're all in this together. And the best thing you can do, and this is as honest as I can be, but the best thing you can do is get out of the guy's way. Watch us make our mistakes, learn from them, and wait for that moment of honesty that nobody else is going to give you. It'll be tough. We aren't the most pleasant people, especially when we're working on it, but it is going to help. Or like I often say, I may be an asshole, but I'll never lie to you. So this last part is the most fun. You see, I'm cutting off the ends of the omelet. You kind of want it to be squared to match the bread. If you're the kind of person who doesn't like the toast just for the mouthfeel, you put this on the other side of the bread and leave the soft part on the top. In this case, I'm not. Those pieces you can throw out there. And then you want to cut off the edges of the bread here. Cut them into nice little rectangular shapes. Think of it like making your own cucumber sandwich. Put a nice even layer of mayonnaise on the one side. And add a lot less mustard. You really want a more delicate flavor here, so less is more. So we're going to be ending this up in a few minutes while I have the extra seconds. Giving a shout out here to the Patreons. Thank you so much, guys. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to have these videos and make them possible. So cheers to you on that. Secondly here, a little plug. If you'll notice this time, I'm not actually having a coffee, but we got groundshark coffee. Links in the description. Feel free, grab a bag right now. Do keep an eye out. I hear Black Belt is on sale again, and the special edition stuff is just awesome. Finally, on Saturdays, you're going to check out me and Carl from Black Label Logic on Red Morning. This is where we talk about all the general locker room talk and all the different sexual strategies that we employ in our lives, we've helped others achieve in their lives, and just generally our experiences around and being higher value men. Yeah. One thing you don't want to do too is don't be screwing around like I did with that sandwich there, where I tried to stand them up on end to be extra fancy. It's not worth the hassle. Just put them down. They're going to look pretty enough. Guaranteed. So sit back and enjoy. Have a chance to watch the skyline and eat yourself a sandwich. Just keep an eye on your plate, because if you put it too low, the dogs are going to have a go at it. Anyways, guys, take care.